Hey, y'all. This is the host and creator of the Lauren Hour podcast, your girl, Miss Alora D. So if you guys are tuning in, I want to thank you guys for being here and exploring this journey with us. But you guys can check us out every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Woo! Wait, how did you do that with the balloon?
Hey
I love the
guys, how
balloons.
are
It ain't my
y'all
birthday
doing?
yet. It's okay.
It's not your birthday yet. Yeah, I
Not
know.
yet. Actually, but it's October. So from October 1st to the 31st, it's my birthday all month. I'm taking all gifts, everybody. I like food. I like gift cards. I like herbal products. So send it on. I'll start accepting gifts today. I'm sorry. I just took over your show.
Yeah, our show. But anyways,
Our show, yes.
yes. So y'all heard that she like that herbal stuff.
And the good stuff. The good.
Right.
No.
Right.
I like
right.
93, not 87. So
I don't know what none of that means, but I'm just gonna go along with it because it just sounds right. But guys,
No
welcome
one
to
knows
the
what
Lord.
it is, but it's
No one knows what it
provocative.
means.
I like the good gas and not the mid gas. Like, if you gonna give me some gas, give me some gas.
I get it. I get it
Me
now.
out. You know,
I get
like,
it now.
yeah, don't give me no dirt weed because
We have to do another episode about Mary Jane.
we do.
Just do.
I'm all
That
for it.
episode was lit.
I'm all for it.
And now that I know more weed smokers, man,
right.
I met a whole bunch of weed smokers. I can't wait to do another
I know a
episode.
bunch of them. I know a bunch. Too many, actually, but
yeah, we're gonna have to do an episode where everybody has a doobie or a blunt, as you guys call it, and y'all just puffing, and us just really just talking about this marijuana.
and you already know I got mine ready, so
I know. Ooh, we're gonna call her Smokey over there. But anyways, guys, welcome to the Lauren Hour podcast. And if you guys are tuning in, get ready to fasten your seat and be taken on the ride because we're about to go. So today we're gonna get straight into our trending corner because, guys, I got some tea for y'all today. Are y'all ready to get into trending corner now?
please.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Conquered somehow.
While I'm over here,
I was getting my...
so catchy. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Me too. So, guys, today's trending corner, we're gonna be talking about this breaking news that has hit me so hard, y'all. Because listen, they have arrested someone that they're saying that they believe killed Tupac. So 2 days ago, they arrested Duane Keffe Davis. And guys, I am so ready to get into this. And Jamar, I'm gonna have to start with you because I need your perspective as a man and as a man who knows music. And I'm pretty sure you were probably a Tupac fan, even though I wasn't until I got older and I started listening to his music. But yes, let's get into this. So Jamar, let me take this down. Let me bring this around. Sorry, guys.
No, like,
we having technical problems already.
I love it. She got. Hey, I'm gonna be doing my homework on StreamYard. I got to get my life together. She over here got all kind of bubbles on the screen, balloons coming up. Oh my god!
Thank you. I don't know what hubby is doing today, but he tripping, y'all. He tripping. So, anyways, let me bring this back up because Lord.
There we go.
Is it in?
It's
there we
in.
go. There we go. It's doing it right now. So, anyways, guys, 60-year-old Duane Keffe Davis was charged over Tupac's murder. He was arrested 2 days ago. And I really want to get everyone's take on it. So it's been almost 27 years since Tupac, I believe it's been almost 27 years since Tupac was murdered in Las Vegas. Now, this man right here was a witness. He told the police that he was front and center for Tupac's murder and he's seen it all. But come to find out, he was not the witness. He was the alleged trigger man. Black
Mm.
V, give me your take on this. I want to know, how do you feel about this man? Well, Tupac finally getting some sense of justice, even though this man has not been convicted yet, but it feels like we as close as we can be to justice for Tupac. How do you feel about this?
I have emotionally, I don't know. It's been so long, and I'm like a huge Pac fan. I do
Hey,
know that
Eric.
the other, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying
Oh,
hey to Eric. Go
oh,
ahead.
oh. I know I'm a huge Pac fan. He's like my favorite rapper of all time, aka I feel he's the GOAT, but I know that's my personal perspective. What I will say is that the news of this is no surprise, only because this man Keffe D has been all over social media for doing interviews and on YouTube, doing interviews with Vlad and a few other people, telling the story about everything, and basically even throwing, I believe, the guy Orlando that was originally accused of killing Tupac. Those two are related, and so he was just throwing them all out there into the bus and
Wait,
everything else for a while with the
oh,
whole
I don't want to
situation.
interrupt you, Jay, but you said Orlando. That's the one that got killed behind it too, right? Or it
Yeah,
said that it
yep,
was
yeah.
non-gang.
That he was. So he was. Keffe D was with him.
Okay, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's So Orlando being killed is definitely in retrospect or a cause and effect of the whole Tupac situation. And I think Keffe D was just another guy who was there when the whole thing went down, but he ran his mouth so much he's gonna take the heat because eventually somebody gonna have to take the heat for everybody else involved.
That's true. But let me tell you something that was so touching to me, and I know this is wild, but the Los Angeles police department said that they were, well, yeah, the police department, I don't know, I'm not gonna say Los Angeles, but the police department had said that they were still actively investigating Tupac's case because it never set right with them that his case was not solved, and this was a very important case to them. How do you guys feel about them making that comment? And then Jazz, I'm gonna ask you. Then I'm gonna come back to you about how you feel about this guy Keith D.
Uh, them making a comment. I mean, it's California, it's LA. We know what Tupac meant to the West Coast. We know what he meant to California. We know what he meant overall to hip hop as a whole. So I'm not surprised that they would want to solve a huge case like this. I mean, it looks good. It's good for it gets you brownie points in the community, especially with the black community, especially in trying times like this with everything going on in California right now. It helps. It looks good in the public eye. Get you some brownie points, but I mean, do we are we running to the streets rejoicing? Because as far as we concerned, we thought the Orlando dude was the main guy to do it, and we heard he got killed. So we were like, the streets got the justice. So now this other brother who's playing a part of it gonna get his. But I see what the police trying to do, and that's cool. They never gave up on solving the murder of a black man. Hopefully, other people in the community can get the um, same type of justice. As I know I'm gonna
Right.
sound crazy as a black man, but saying this, but I hope they can go ahead and close a lot of these other cases and cold cases of other people, black men who have been killed, that murders have
Right.
gone unsolved.
Right. So Jazz, how do you feel about this news of the 60-year-old Duane Keith D. Davis being arrested and for the alleged murder of Tupac?
I mean, I'm
Allegedly killing Tupac, I'm sorry.
allegedly for educational purposes only, but I mean, I guess it's a good thing that he was arrested for it, but it's like I don't. I felt like maybe most people aren't going to do this because it's like if you commit a murder, you're not going to go and tell on yourself. But it's like with his conscience, I feel like you could have said this 20 something years ago. You know what I'm saying? And
True.
like why'd you wait so
Wait
long,
so
or was
long.
it like you started getting clout from basically saying, oh yeah, I was right there when it happened, and then you started talking too much, and then it's like you didn't kind of
Told on
fuck
yourself.
yourself over. Yeah, basically. So
So,
I
so
mean,
should we be getting excited about this? Should we be getting excited that maybe there could become a prosecution out of this? Because we know that the grand jury did indict him. But
right.
my question is, like you said, we can't just run to the streets and be all happy and stuff. Now, Jamar, where do you see this going? Do you think that he'll be prosecuted?
Yeah, yeah, he'll get prosecuted. They go. I mean, they can't get these headlines and not do anything. And it's dude's fault. He been all the kind of interviews running his mouth. So that's where somebody wants the fame of being associated with something comes back to bite them in the ass.
Or I feel like he was wanting to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you didn't say a word for all these years, and then out of nowhere, it's like you start talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. Well, or did you want to tell on yourself, but do it in a different kind of way? You know what I'm saying? Like do the interviews and say, "Oh yeah, I was there. I seen this, and this." Like telling on yourself without telling on yourself, I guess you can say.
It
Yeah.
could have been it could have been a combination of both. But when I seen this headline, you know what it did? It took me back to the day Nipsey Hussle was killed and how quick they were able to catch his murderer. And
Exactly.
I think that people felt a sense of hurt from the way Pac got killed and no one actually know who killed him. And that's why the police officers and the witnesses were so quick to come forth and to point out that Eric character who killed Nipsey. Do you guys think that's one reason why they caught Nipsey's killer so quickly, because of this Tupac situation? No one wanted to wait so long, and it's 27 years later and no one still knew who killed Nipsey. Do you think that's why they caught Eric so quickly?
I think so. But I mean, also as well, I mean, he did do it in broad fucking
Broad
daylight
daylight and
where
on
all these
camera.
people seen him. So it's like you got to think with Tupac, that was what 2,
Nighttime.
3 in the morning type thing. So it's like, I mean, yeah, there could have been witnesses, but who's really out like
But
that?
there were so many people who was with Pac, and you have to think about it. All the people that was with him, no one seen nothing, and yet this guy sits here and say, "Yeah, I was like a car behind, so I knew what happened. I seen what happened."
Wasn't Tupac in a car with somebody? Don't you think that
He
he
was in
would
a car with
Suge
Suge.
Knight.
I mean, I still
Knight.
believe that. I still believe that Suge Knight did it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I feel like Suge Knight
I believe
did
he
it,
wasn't the
this
trigger
is-
man. We know he wasn't the trigger man, but I do believe that he had this happen. And I feel like this guy right here, not only was he trying to get clout off of Pac's murder, but I think he kept spilling so much beans that he didn't really realize that the police were gathering evidence and putting all of them together cohesively and kind of making a whole, taking this puzzle and piecing it together, and they realized this is the dude who actually killed him. What do you guys think?
I think that, like I said, Suge Knight still had something to do with it, but Mr. Keffe D got on Suge Knight's bad side, and he said, "I'm gonna ruin your life," and that's how he gonna ruin it.
Black V, tell me. I want you sitting there. I need you to tell me what you think about this, Black V.
I don't think Suge. Okay, here's why I disagree with the whole Suge thing, and it's because he bet the farm on Pac as far as with Death Row Records was concerned, because he knew that there was issues with Snoop. He knew Pac wasn't happy with Snoop. Dr. Dre was gone, and there was really no flagship artist, and Suge was okay with that because he felt that Pac was who was going to lead him to the side. The biggest problem with Pac is that what Snoop and the rest of them say is that Pac picked a side, and with Death Row, unfortunately,
damn, Black V, you freezing.
You said what? Did I freeze?
You kept freezing. Oh. Yeah,
okay.
so it was getting good too.
Oh yeah, okay. So Pac, the biggest issue the rest of everybody on Death Row states is that Pac picked a side, and with that, because Death Row was so gang politics, he started running with he was cool with all the Crips, but he started running heavy with the Bloods because he would stand up under Suge.
Right.
And he got involved in street politics, and that's why all the Crips in it, all of them knew the dude that was the other dude that got killed. I believe his name was Orlando. All of them knew of that dude, and that dude had a serious rep in the hood as a killer. He kind of like how the Eric Holder guy was, who killed Biggie. He was known in the hood as like he was real. He got down, and so by street politics, you almost in a way got to respect it because those sometimes override whether you're a celebrity, whether you got anything going on. And that was just Pac's biggest thing, is that he got wrapped up in the street beefs that was going on with Death Row, and it kind of happened because Snoop and them and the rest of them know about the Keffe D was there, but nobody's touched him. Nobody else that was on Death Row.
True.
Nobody's come up and got this guy. So
because all these years that went by, somebody could have killed him a long time ago.
Yep. So do you think maybe he's not the actual shooter and he's just the one who was actually chasing clout? And
he was there. He was a participant, but he wasn't the killer.
Okay, so
he's gonna take the heat because they want to punish somebody to quote unquote make it look good.
Right.
So he should have just kept his mouth shut instead of just out there
because if you was there
and this and that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if you was there, like if I was there and I witnessed the murder of one of the, like Black V said, one of the greatest rappers of all damn time, I guarantee you, not even my grandma gonna know about that. I'm gonna take that shit to the grave because I would never want the heat and the animosity and all that other shit to come behind it because it's gonna come. Like. Yep. I would have shut the hell up. I don't care how much they say, oh, you're going to get so much per interview or we really want to know, blah, whatever. No, that's lightweight snitching. In my book it is. So.
Tell the truth.
I'm about to say something that's probably highly offensive. I feel like Tupac was the president for making it cool for Black men to be worth more dead than alive. Because we got to think about how much more money Tupac was worth when he passed away. And even though black rappers were killed probably prior to Tupac, I feel like him and Biggie were the biggest rappers that we knew of our time to be killed by gun violence.
Because they were coming up so quick, and as quick as they came up, they was dead. Like a snap of a finger type shit.
Well, I think it was. I don't want to say it was cool or made it trending because those words didn't exist back then. They were just. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was about to say something. Sorry, Jazz.
Oh no, you good.
Oh, they were just the fact of when it meant something to us as a whole, not just as a coast, not just as a community, but as a whole, and it meant something across the world, and it let us know that. Like we felt like Pac was the one we all felt like, yo, when Biggie died, it was sad. Yeah. And there were a lot of people like, oh man, that's messed up. But when Pac died, it was like, it touched you.
Yeah.
It made you feel like your heroes weren't
heartbroken. I was literally 8 years old when Tupac died. And I'm over here sad, like it was my damn daddy or something. Like,
yeah, but because because we seen Pac presented to us in a different light. We seen him in Poetic Justice. We seen him on A Different World. And, those shows were so important in our lives growing up because that was a part of the fabric that helped you to make responsible decisions and to deter you from crime and doing all these things, But remember when he came in as Piccolo? He came in as Piccolo on A Different World when Jada was on there. And we got to see the real artist, Pac.
But then we got to see a different side of him in Juice because you see he was completely different. Like that was like one of I think he was a good actor in general, but Juice was really because it really showed, you know what I'm saying? Like it showed a completely different side of him as well. Because you you know what I mean? Like he played the fuck out of that part.
He was bigger than just a rapper. He was big to us. To us, it was bigger. He was a I hate the word social justice, but he was about the black movement. Not only was he a black movement,
mom too. So mom was all for the black people. So
yeah, he was more than just a rapper and an actor. He was an activist, a poet, a
Right.
rapper, an
Yep.
actor,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
a spokesperson, a man who sat there and stood up for somebody who he just seen randomly getting jumped on by two dudes in Atlanta and jumped out and fought the two dudes off and ended up busting shots at the two dudes trying to save somebody black that he's seen in trouble. And those two guys just happened to be undercover cops. And he beat that charge.
Right.
Right. So, and that's amazing. That just speaks to his character. And, you know, like people are like, he's a thug, who's this? No, we ain't going to do that because everyone has a past. And Tupac came up out of his past. But he
really
used
did.
his past as a way to deter young children from the path that he took and to bring light to struggling
But
mothers.
it's like also as well, right. But like so also as well with his past, he wasn't afraid to talk about it and he wasn't ashamed to tell people what he went through. You know, like most people don't want to tell you that side of their life, you know, because they think they're gonna be judged. Just like him, it's like I'm gonna tell you, if you judge me, you do. If you don't, you know what I mean? Like it's on you. So
right. So I want to say rest in peace to Tupac, and I'm praying that he really does get some justice. And I'm happy that the police are still making waves in this case. And just like they're doing for Pac, I hope that they keep on pursuing cold cases because families need justice. It's so important for families to get closure because any type of murder is senseless and it breaks families and it really causes trauma to children. And I really don't have any words because I'm gonna leave it because
Speaking
but anyway,
of senseless murders, can we talk on that real quick? Senseless murders. You remember I told you about my cousin that got killed last year down here? They finally convicted the man. He only got 20 years, which I think is BS as a plea deal, but he was convicted. So
thank goodness. That's something. That's something.
Thank the Lord.
We take something over nothing.
I will. I mean, I would have preferred life in
50
prison.
years of life. Yeah. I get it. Trust me, I get it. So guys, our next trending topic is our favorite couple, the new Bobby and Whitney, Krishan and Blueface.
Can I please start this one? Can I please?
Yes.
I got so much to say about this. Okay. All of this, first off, Blueface, I hate him. I absolutely hate him. Why would you get on Twitter and post your child's private part with that hernia like that, thinking it was okay? That's not cool. That's not cool.
That's not
cool. Krishan, why was you in Walmart with that baby about to fall out of that thing? Like, and why did nobody help that girl? Instead of people taking pictures of her showing that baby was in there wrong, why nobody didn't go up to her and say, hey, fix the baby? Like, that baby neck was like...
That baby was doing the new dance move called the split neck.
Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. That whole thing is a shit show. Like, it's a whole...
This really took you there because I'm like, what we were talking about. And she said, fuck this nigga.
Because it drives me crazy. Like when I be working, all I be doing is working and being on TikTok, and every other TikTok is about them. And it's just like, I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of it. He's not even a good rapper. Why are they making him relevant? Like,
right. Listen. So guys, excuse my co-host because Blueface is a trigger for her, and Krishan is apparently a trigger now too. So guys,
they're both terrible. Like terrible.
So guys, if you have not heard yet, Blueface was criticized by Krishan. She said she's going to go and press charges against him because he showed his son's genitalia over on Twitter because the son has a hernia. And Blueface, like some other men out here, they think by shaming their baby moms, by being toxic, they want to shame their baby moms, but instead of just shaming the mother in herself, he put the baby out there as a living example and showed the baby's private part. First of all, I'm gonna say Blueface, there's 1,000, 1,000,000, 100,000 pedophiles on Twitter and on this internet that they call the FBI's internet, and anyone could have seized your son's genitalia. And first of all, your son's life could have became in danger because Krishan does not have good security. That was reckless on your part. Krishan, I'm gonna say this. People keep saying, and then I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna state my feelings and ask a question. People keep saying that Blueface is the reason for Krishan being the way that she is, and I disagree. So Krishan was in Walmart. Her baby was doing the lean with a rock with it in the baby carrier, neck all the way back. She had no control over that baby's head, and she's being
If
criticized
she would
about
have
that.
tripped and failed, that baby would have been splattered all over fucking Walmart's floor. Like,
Yes. So I'm gonna ask our guest, since Black V is our guest. Let me take this down. Because I want to see y'all beautiful faces and your handsome face. So, Black V, how do you feel about this Krishan and Blueface situation? First, how do you feel about Blueface showing his son genitalias on Twitter?
Like ignorant, lack of judgment of character. But it's Blueface, so do I expect better out of him? No. Either both of them is just, I don't know. I mean, people love to see a train wreck.
that's literally a
Mm-mm.
whole train wreck, a couple trains. Like,
Yeah, you know what, that show, Blueface and Krishan Toxic something. I don't even watch
oh
that
yeah,
because I just feel like that's enabling them to be toxic, and I don't understand why Zeus has so many
I'm
toxic
just
shows.
confused. Like, where is her family? Because my
They
family would,
there.
my
Mm-mm,
family
they
would
there.
have, man, my family would have kidnapped him and jumped him by now. Because it's like,
I'm gonna get into that, and I'm gonna ask Black B. Okay, I'm gonna ask him another question, then we're gonna dig into that. So, Black B, how do you feel about Krishan? First of all, do you feel like whoever took the picture of Krishan in Walmart with her baby's head held back like this, do you feel like that person should have not snapped the picture and went over there and helped Krishan? And if they did that, what do you think the outcome would have been if the lady would have went over there and helped Krishan?
I feel like there's so many wrongs to the whole situation. I feel like whoever took the picture, instead of being proactive, they just wanted to get active and go viral and catch a moment. And so that's trifling on their part. It's just bad parenting on her part. Uh, it's just so many wrongs that you can't. There's just no way to make the situation right. It's just so much ignorance behind it. And
Mm.
how about this? How would we fit? Because I can also sympathize with Christian Rock, with Krishan Rock. Um, how would you feel if some random person just sitting there snapping the video and capturing the video of your child? There's one thing your dumbass daddy is out here putting your child private parts all over the internet, but this other person who you don't know, no relation, no friendship to you whatsoever, is just taking videos and pictures and everything and posting it on the internet about your child. That's an invasion of privacy too. You don't have my permission to post
but
me
then
nor my child.
it poses
I agree.
another question for me. I know you said, Laura, that she didn't have good security, but it's like, if y'all know that she's a quote unquote celebrity, why would y'all even let her go into Walmart? Why nobody ain't go in there for her? Or do they not do that?
No, they
No,
don't do that because she don't have the money like that. They're not.
Uh,
She's not worth. Yeah,
that's
she's
why
not
I
worth.
said Blueface shouldn't have did that because he knows she don't got good security at
okay.
all. She
Yeah,
can't afford that.
neither one of them is got it like that. I mean, they got some money, but they don't have it like that to be able to afford security all the time like that.
I
Blueface is
just want to
struggling
know
as an
how they
artist.
surviving out there in California, because I know they not living off of Blueface money out there. I know they not. Like, I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
well, Blueface not
I
broke though.
probably
He do
made
get
more
a little
money
bit
than
of
Blueface.
coins though.
Girl,
But
they said,
this is my thing though. I heard people say that her family should have told her this, her family should have told her that. If you guys have not seen the trailer where her sister is telling her stuff or her mom, and you know what she does? She gets aggressive with her family. She gets
I think
aggressive with her
she's a
family.
little bit. I think she's a little bit special. I think
She
she's a
she
little.
is.
It's
There's
like,
some mental health. There's a mental health issues with her
yeah,
and with
it's
Blueface.
like
Yeah,
the lights is
definitely.
on, but nobody's home type shit.
Mhm.
That's what I get. Like,
See, the problem with both of them are, well, probably both of them is they both think they're better than each other when they're both in the same boat and it's sinking. But neither one of them get that because he feels like his issues are less than hers and hers is less than his because he doesn't realize his family's toxic. She don't realize her family is toxic and they both need counseling. So this is my thing. Krishan, she gets on there and people are telling her, okay, Krishan, we understand that you're upset about somebody taking a picture of the baby's neck, but you do have to hold the baby's neck. Her response is, why should I listen to people like y'all? Y'all broke. Well, these broke women have raised multiple kids. And just because you don't have money doesn't mean you don't have common sense.
But
And
whether I was just about to say there's common sense too, because it's like even if you don't have a child, you still know that a baby that's 2 weeks old can't hold his motherfucking head up. So
true. So
they have been told. Society tells you because you're rich or you're famous, and people are going to assume that you're rich, but because you are trending or you're quote unquote a celebrity, that your opinion, your view matters more than somebody who doesn't have that same status as you.
but
And both of them fell into that trap. And she thinks that because she's famous now and she has some type of clout, that she knows more than her parents who are or family members who are trying to help her out. And money is that drug that makes you think that you know it all, or you have it all, or you are the shit in every aspect of life. And so,
but I mean, what does Krishan really do big besides the shit with Blueface? I think she on Baddies East, and it's like, what else do you do?
it doesn't.
And from what I heard, Baddies East don't even make no money like that. I heard them people on Baddies East is getting $1,500 a check. So it's like, or $1,500 for the whole season.
They're not really making money. But Black V, you being a father, if that was your baby that Krishan was carrying, how would you feel in that moment when you saw the baby's head like that, and how your baby mom says Krishan's your baby mom? You see the picture like that, you see her hair was held back, and then you try to critique her, and she doesn't want to hear it. How would you feel as a father?
Mad at myself because I hashtag pull out for what with her ass, and so so that is my fault. I'm always take responsibility and accountability for my wrongs. So first thing I'm gonna do is hold myself accountable. But like I can't even say it, but I got her pregnant. That's on me. I should have known better. This is the consequences of your actions. And now I have this woman who obviously is dealing with some mental complications and is very childish and doesn't know how to take care of my child. So I'm gonna use that as evidence and try to gather more evidence to get full custody of my child. I'm gonna do a Rob Kardashian.
I like that. Black V, that was a great answer. I like that. I respect that. But we're gonna move past this Blueface and Krishan topic. I'm gonna say this really quick. To men like Blueface out there, you fucking shitheads. Rather you bashing your baby mama all the time and proving that they are horrible mothers, have it ever dawned on you to step up and step in? And what I mean by step up and step in, if you see your baby mama is struggling, doesn't matter if you don't like her. That is your child. You brought him or her into the world with her. Be responsible and help take care of that baby. You don't got to deal with her. Go through the course and say, listen, I'm concerned about my child's well-being. And then do the right thing. But
I'm
other than
that Blueface mom ain't did that yet, honestly. I'm really surprised because she seemed like the type to want to call protective services, on her. So, and I'm really surprised that she hasn't yet.
Because she says, have we seen her child act Blueface?
You got to remember his mama.
Oh my goodness, she is no better. I actually feel for him because I normally don't ever try to judge the parents because me having children, I know that sometimes kids are a lot, but to see her behavior and to see how she goes to social media and then she posts all this crazy stuff and it's just like, girl, you're the problem. It's just like Mama D and Scrappy.
I was just about to say that. She's the young version of Mama D. That's exactly.
Stay out of these young men's business, man. Yeah. Let that man be a man. You keep on jumping the gun. That's why Blueface beating you up and your daughter up and beating Krishan up, beating his other baby mama up.
It gives me I want to date my son vibes. That's what I get.
I don't think it gives that vibe. I think that she's too invested in his life because she hasn't created anything for herself.
But
so she's involving herself in her son's life. Every
But the
aspect
only
of his life.
reason why I say that though is there was something else I seen on TikTok where Blueface said that the way he learned to eat cooter cat was from his mama, and I'm just like, well, how in the fuck did she? How?
How?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
let's
know.
move on from the blue. In a world when I didn't think I could be more shocked, you just shocked me. I've been
Because I'm just like,
over
the
here.
little Scrappy said the same thing. While we talk about Mama D, little Scrappy said that he learned how to kiss from his mama, and I'm just like,
what? Okay, no, let's move on. We gotta move on.
That's for another day.
Jamar. Oh my God, Jamar.
Girl,
This is
these
crazy,
mamas
isn't it?
crazy. Because I would never. I would absolutely never. Never.
Oh, okay. So, guys, I have another story coming out of Baton Rouge. And it is one that's going to be hard to watch. I'm going to share my screen. Black V, are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
You look like I'm cruising with the vibes.
Hey, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm enjoying the conversation. Loving it. I'm having a good time.
I love when you come on, Black V, because you give it real. I love it. So I'm going to share my screen really fast, guys, and show you guys this video that is coming out of Baton Rouge.
Oh, boy.
Over abuse
1 second, guys. It's loading.
Some officers are accused of humiliating.
Can you guys hear on your
beating detainees at a warehouse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have been filed. Senior
Okay.
national correspondent Steve Osunsami has the story. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. Some of the people who were held and who were allegedly abused in this interrogation warehouse weren't even charged with anything in the moments leading up to the point where they were detained. The FBI is now investigating whether police abused their power.
State your name, first and last name. Jeremy Lee.
Federal investigators are asking anyone in Baton Rouge who's ever been held by local police and brought to this large white warehouse to call them.
All right, that's what I'm wondering, bro. I'm gonna keep you out of this cold, bro.
Officers from a street unit.
So, guys,
this
right
morning
now I'm showing the
accused in a
video out
federal
of Baton
lawsuit
Rouge.
of sweeping police brutality.
There are
and are
police
seen in
officers
these
under
newly released body
investigation
camera videos
for
plaintiffs say were
brutally
recorded
beating
before
people.
and during their interrogations. Authorities were forced to close the facility, nicknamed the Brave Cave, last month after the reports of police abuse, including a complaint from a 47-year-old woman.
Brave Cage.
She said she was sexually humiliated for over 2 hours in this same room in June and then let go.
If you have children around you, I suggest that you turn your volume down and don't let the children watch this because this is very disturbing.
There was also a visual body cavity search that was performed upon her.
In a federal lawsuit, lawyers for 22-year-old Jeremy Lee say that after this video was recorded, the police officers turned off their body cameras and then beat him so badly that the local jail refused to admit him until he was treated by a nearby hospital. There he was treated for broken bones and other injuries.
You didn't tell me my rights or nothing. I don't have to. I didn't ask you nothing self-incriminating.
It doesn't look like anything that you would associate with normal policing process. I mean, it looks like something out of a mob film.
Police brass have now shut down the street crime unit, and the officers have been moved to different beats.
Look how they manhandle him while he in handcuffs.
That street crime is, or the cops that want to do street crime, they need to leave that shit alone. Like, because that shit could end badly for like how it was for him, like him having all the broken bones, you know. They had the thingies called the Red Dogs down here in Atlanta that was doing that, and they ended up kicking in the door of the wrong house and ended up killing some 92-year-old lady. So
wow.
I mean,
like,
she shot at them first when they kicked her door in, and I don't blame her. I would have did the exact same thing. So
92 years old, you probably thought it was an intruder.
Exactly. They planted weed in her house and everything. Come to find out, the house that they were actually trying to get was across the street.
Sad. Yeah. Like, it seemed like the gears were turning in your head. What's your reaction to this video?
I'm all over the place. It's I'm of the unpopular opinion or the unpopular belief that we have that to catch a criminal, you got to behave like a criminal. That's what these cops are. These cops have taken to with a lot of these tactics. And I think, knowing what I know now, there's no justification for being an asshole for abusing, assaulting somebody, like none whatsoever. And at the same time, it's wild out here in these streets, and it's a lot of crazy things going on. And that was was that Baton Rouge?
Yep, sure was.
That's Baton Rouge, and you got these boys running around here killing each other left, right, and sideways, and they're not just using no regular handguns. They like just as bad as Chirac with these automatics and these. So it's one of those things like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's gotten wild. It's gotten out of hand, and we can chastise the police, but are we? If we don't want the police out there rough-handing them, then roughhousing them and kicking their ass, which I don't agree with. But if we don't want them doing it, why aren't we doing it? Some people that love them to get them out of our neighborhoods.
I mean, I sort of kind of agree about us standing and getting these people out of our neighborhoods, but at the same time, I just do not believe that it is in the duty or the right of the police officers to come and to basically kidnap you and hold you against your will, because at that point, if you're not taking them to a facility, then you are kidnapping them and you are committing a crime. So this is too close to being the mob for me. This is too close to being the gangs that they're saying they're trying to stop, because you can't just beat me because I look like a suspected criminal. And none of these people were charged with anything, and they were investigated, and they had nothing to do with nothing. It was a 40-something-year-old woman that they had basically detained and made her strip down, beat her. There's no excuse for that. 22 years old and he has broken bones.
Right. There's no excuse for. So what you're saying is correct. Like, I agree with you. Like, there's no, how can I say it? There's no justification for harassing innocent people. How about this? If I was out there moving work, and these cops pull me over, snatch me up, and take me to this abandoned house and rough the hell out of me up, but don't take me to jail, throw me out there in the curb or the thing or whatever the case, and I know that I've been doing dirt or whatever the case, and the worst I got out of, instead of going to jail, was I got my ass whooped in whatever case and let go, I'm going to take that over that jail time. But if you're harassing innocent people that's got nothing whatsoever to do with anything, and these are just innocent people out there just living their lives and maybe some traffic violation or whatever the case, then those are two whole different stories. But if you're dealing with the worst of the worst, and some of the gutless, heartless people that's not running around these streets gunning other folks down, then now you just didn't. I don't know. I don't think I'm not justifying it, but I'm not shocked. And now it's part of the game that these guys that sit here and do this illegal shit, run around killing each other, killing other innocent black people themselves that they didn't signed up for. If that makes sense. If you innocent, you innocent. But if you out here playing a game, I'm not gonna shed a tear for any dude that's out here running around with bodies under his name, and he didn't run around kill another black man, and the police so happen to pull this dude up, whoop his ass or whatever the case. I'm not shedding no tears of innocent. Them days of giving passes to somebody because they black and they look like me, but they out here fucking up the environment and the community, them days is gone.
It doesn't necessarily have to be black. It's all people. No one should like that.
Yeah, but I'm not giving nobody a pass, whatever their color is. If you a scumbag.
But if we let this ride, are we still considered the United States of America?
Because that's always been America.
No. It used to be when cops can do stuff like that. So many people have marched, prayed, protested, and lobbied for these laws to be changed, that cops were held accountable and they couldn't do stuff like this. Then we're no better than any other country in the world. We keep claiming America is the best country, but yet stuff like this is happening in American town. No, we can't claim to be the best, and we're letting stuff like this fly underneath the radar. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? These cops cannot be the judge, jury, and executioner. It is no. And then you have to realize these people are humans. They take out their frustrations and everything else that they have going on in their life out on the people that they have to encounter, even good citizens. And let's not act like this isn't about race. So I would say if this was not Caucasians doing this, Caucasian cops doing this, then I would be like, no, I still, you know, I don't care if that was white. I don't care if that was black. This ain't okay. I don't care what race you are. This is not okay. Because you know what it does? It put a target on the officers who are abiding by the law, respecting that badge, and honoring their pledge. You know,
The cops
it
were
puts people like
black-shirted.
my husband in danger, his co-workers in danger, and then it keeps building mistrust between the black community and all communities with the police department. It just makes things worse. It's not going to make it better. We're going to have a war zone going on out here if they keep on doing stuff like this.
But we're already it's already a war zone in our community. It's already, and especially in that community, it already is a war zone. Like the war has already happened. The war has been happening. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that my days of being frustrated over some knucklehead, sorry ass dude out there running around doing dirt, and then he get caught up by some crooked ass cop or whatever case. My days of feeling sorry for either one of them, excuse my language, either one of them dumbasses getting rolled up, hemmed up, or arrested or whatever case, or both of them going to jail, or him whooping the dude's ass and the dude shooting, them days are like done. I'm a very big proponent of accountability on both sides. If you a crooked ass cop, then you deserve whatever come to you. If you a crooked ass dude out here running in the streets and whatnot, and you get caught by a crooked ass cop, I'm not feeling no sympathy if he beat your ass either. Because
now, what if the crooked ass cop took your brother and did this to your brother, and your brother had nothing to do with nothing? What would your stance be on that?
Those are different. Those are different situations, and then I'll handle it a case by case scenario compared to the fact of
we can't handle it on a case by case scenario, Black V. You know why? Because it could be you one day, and if we don't put a nip in the bud in it right now, then one day I could be marching and crying and talking about justice for Black V, justice for Jab.
That's true. That's true. But it could be me also. All right, how about this? Am I in more fear of walking out my house and being killed by a police officer compared to being walking out of my house and being killed by somebody who looks like me on an everyday, day-to-day basis?
That makes sense. I understand when he say I get that.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that it's okay and it's all right.
You're not supposed to walk out the door feeling scared about the police officers. That's the thing. The bad guys are usually the people who are in your neighborhood, the people who are in your surrounding community, and don't even have to look like you. It could be the Latin guy down the street who lives in your neighborhood because he's struggling like you. I'm not saying you're struggling, but say if you're living in a struggling neighborhood, he's a product of his environment too. So now he's going to be looking about sticking you up or the next person up. All I'm saying is, I don't think no one is above a law. We might as well live in the wild, wild west if police officers aren't going to abide by the laws. Because guess what? That's what they did in the wild, wild west. The sheriffs,
I don't want to live in the wild, wild west.
They went and they went and got the guy who committed the crime out their home and hung them in the middle of the circle. That's what the sheriff did.
I don't want to live in a wild, wild west. I don't.
Well, we're going to be living there if the police officers aren't going to be doing their job properly and then putting other members of the community in danger and then hurting people who are like 47 years old, don't have no criminal record possibly, and not doing anything.
Well, then they deserve to be held accountable too. Listen, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is that everything you're saying is correct. What I'm saying to you is this, that my days of feeling sympathy for some people who get fucked up or whatever case by crooked ass cops and they themselves was crooked, my days of feeling sympathy for those people are done. I can separate. I know how to. I can compartmentalize my feelings. Listen. I'm out there ready to go full blast for anybody innocent who's been done an injustice to them. I'm out there to stand by. What I'm tired of doing is getting up and going out there wanting to show justice for somebody who sat there and yes, the police was wrong in their action, but this dude was sitting there wrong in their action too. But we choose to ignore it because the media. White American media so that this is something for Black people to be enraged about this time. When there's a whole bunch of other innocent people who were just trying to do the right thing in their life or not even doing something wrong at that time are getting hemmed up. So My
I mean,
compassion,
I
my
feel you.
compassion, and my excuses are.
That makes sense.
I feel you, but also, I'm gonna say this: just because you committed a crime does not equal getting beat. Does not equal you getting your bones broken. It does not mean that the people arresting you can violate your civil liberties or just violate you as a human being. We don't live in a country where we can go into someone's house and drag them out and just beat them just because we want to. And I understand you not feeling sympathy for criminals. That is your prerogative, and I agree. I do not feel sympathy for criminals, but what I do not think is right is for just because a person makes a mistake, let's give these people a chance to get their lives together. Let's give these people a chance to do right. But you beating them and just saying, "Oh, you're a thief, so I'm just gonna beat you because you're barely human." And you're harming the community, and then I'm gonna send you into jail, and you're gonna probably get beat in jail, then you're gonna come out the same and then continue to escalate your crimes. I'm not saying no. I'm not standing for that because that's what happens. Yes, we have good cops, we have bad cops. Yes, I support the police. I really do. But I support the police when they're doing right. When they're doing right. If you make a mistake as an officer, I don't believe that you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law if you did not deliberately try to harm someone. If you killed someone and you knew that you was beating them and they couldn't breathe, then yeah, go to jail, motherfucker, because at this point you're a whole criminal. You're no
Lord,
better than the people that you lock up.
Lord, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
If you seen on the news that the police goes in this man's house, they raid this man's house, they drag him out, and they whoop his ass in the street, right? And it's wrong. It's wrong. That's not part of their job description. They should be held liable for it. And then so you're upset because it's black men. They drug out the house. They beat the hell out of him. And then it turns out to find out that this man was wanted under a warrant for sexual abuse or whatever case to a minor. Are you as upset about this dude getting his ass whooped?
I'm going to be upset because I'm going to ask the question of why Dylan Roof? Why these kids who the Sandy Hook shooter, why all of these people walk out of here with their faces intact? When I just seen a story and I was going to talk about it, but I didn't have time to do anything about it. When there was a young man who was just arrested and he was in handcuffs and he was beat while in handcuffs. And mind you, his whole face looking like that episode of Martin.
I seen a young man. I see what they had the man in handcuffs and he was even in handcuffs and they kicked him in his face. That wasn't right. I'm not saying that like what I'm saying is it's no justification.
No, it's not. But when we justify one case, even though that man who raped that girl she definitely should go to jail and all of that stuff. If we say it's justifiable for him, then we're no better than he is because he thought it was okay for him to personally violate someone. And for me to have that same mindset, well, I want to see you harmed. I can't have that mindset as a human because it's not okay. It's just not okay.
That's fair enough. I don't. It's more one of those things of, for me. And this is just personally me. Sorry, my garage door is open. Just personally for me, my sympathy, empathy, my making excuses like, oh, we don't understand the reason why he was a rider. He was out there in the streets and he got bodies to his name and everything else is because of the trauma he faced in his childhood and so forth and so on. Like them days are gone. I don't feel no sympathy. No sympathy, no empathy for when like everybody else like, oh, R.I.P. What's the little rapper from Chicago that had all them bodies and laughed and mocked about it all the time and whatever the hell else? Vaughn. I don't feel no sympathy for that. But everybody like, yo, rest in peace, rest in heaven. Yo, everybody out run around here screaming, free Thug, but he responsible
for a lot. Yeah, I feel that. I'm not on that train to free little Peaches and Pookie when Pookie didn't kill 15 people. I ain't on that train. I see a lot of people doing that. I'm not on that train because those are the people who keep our community down. And I agree with you what you're saying on that. But I'm just saying if we're going to have peacekeepers come into our community and try to remove them from the community, but they can't do that through violence because guess what? then it teaches our kids not to trust them. And when our kids are in trouble and they need to go to the police, they can't go to the police. And then when our kids see the police and say our kids did something so petty, like steal a bag of chips from the store, our children are going to run from the police, and it may lead to them being killed. Because guess what? Why are you running unless you got something on you? That's the mindset of some police officers, even though they know kids see the cops and just run, because it is taught to them, police bad, run. And we want to prevent that, we want
You're
to
right. You're right. But that's up to us also to highlight we can't, again, we let the media dictate to us what we want to see of police officers and what we don't want to see of police officers. So if we only let them show us bad things or whatnot, then our kids are going to continue to be that. Highlighting the good things that police officers from our community and the good cops that run around doing positive things should be highlighted, should be showcased, should be talked about more amongst us in the community as well. It's a two-part job. But we like to be pissed off and frustrated, but don't want to do the work ourselves to fix some of these issues that go on that plague our community or plague how we view the officers or how we view people out there that are trying to do the right thing in the community. So yes, there's bad cops. There are good cops. There are more good cops than bad cops. But we allow the media to dictate to us that we only get to see cops in the bad light, and we let them continue to feed us it.
But I disagree with that too. The media is needed for a lot of things now, especially when it comes down to police officers, because for so many years we have so many police officers fabricate evidence against people and falsify testimony in courts against people. And so what the media is doing right now is trying to even it out and say, listen, if we see cops out here doing bad stuff, we're going to expose them. Because if they're not exposed, they're going to continue to throw rocks and hide their hands. They're going to continue to set up young Black men and put them into that institution for slavery, because that's what it really is. And then we're going to keep having judges and prosecutors throwing the books at them and overcharging them and giving them more time than their counterparts for doing the exact same crime. So we're not going to act like the police officers are totally innocent. They're not perfect. They are humans. And that's what we have to remember. Humans make mistakes. And if you make mistakes, then you should be held accountable. If the mistake is a little mistake, we're not going to take your whole job. You shouldn't. Some of the things, they should not lose their whole jobs. But when you cold-bloodedly kill someone, then you should not be trusted with a gun again or to make decisions for someone else. That's all I'm saying.
That's fairness for accountability. But those are two different conversations between holding somebody accountable for the simple fact of the media is going to portray this and highlight these things, the negative things. Like we always talk about, how is it that we ignore when they do it in other instances, but like to talk about it when they do it, when they highlight Black people for the negative things going on and choose to gloss over all the positive that is going on in the world that there are a lot of Black people in Black communities doing. So therefore, that it's fallen into that trap. One thing the media loves to do is perpetuate and continue along with the idea of us falling into this continuing this thought of victim mentality. And as long as they can keep perpetuating things and showing these things, the people are going to continue to eat it up. We are followers, especially our people are followers of trends. We like to say we set trends, but the same trends we set, everybody else likes to go follow. And until we have a mind to start thinking of our own, again, like I said, highlighting for ourselves, amongst ourselves in our community, where there are good officers.
The moment our community start highlighting good things, you know what happens? Something crazy. And then, here go a drug bust in this neighborhood. Someone protesting this neighborhood. Let's put some plants there. And then we show these plants breaking windows, and we're going to have them think, this was a Black person who did this. So as far as the media, it can be perpetuated on both sides. How much crystal meth, how much heroin is going on in white communities. But you don't see police officers with SWAT trucks sitting in white neighborhoods where crystal meth is made, where marijuana is passed around. You never see them in high schools in the white communities. Yet they have the highest rate of overdosing than our community. So I just think that that's a bunch of BS, and they're going to always highlight our community to be the issue, because you know why? Where danger thrives. What's it called?
All you're doing is you don't realize you're agreeing with everything I said about the
I'm
way
not
the
agreeing
media
with it.
controls the narrative, the way we allow them to
But I'm
control the
saying though, it's
narrative.
perpetuated both ways. Because what you keep saying is you basically saying that we got so many issues in our community and the media keep highlighting it, and I agree with that. But they're not gonna highlight it in the white community, because you know why? Because where crime is high, then gentrification is going to come right the heck in. They want to be in those high crime areas, come in, buy up the properties, and then guess what? Kick the people who live there out, and then take and turn that maybe $80,000 neighborhood into a $300,000 or $400,000 neighborhood. That's what I was trying to say, but you got me off.
I'm sorry.
But I
Well,
mean,
no. So you're still. What I'm saying is that you're still
No, I agree
basically.
with you. I agree
You're,
with
you're,
you, but I
you're,
don't think
you're
you
just
heard me.
yeah,
I said
you're
it's on
saying
both
what I'm
sides.
saying. It's just that for us, we have to be able to take accountability. We have to be able to put ourselves in a position or continue, because now the access is there. Now you have the Lowering Hour podcast, and we have other blacks and other minority groups that are able to spread positive news, to touch on more positive things that go on, to highlight these things, because everybody's always attached to that cell phone. Everybody's always attached to their cell phone, and everybody the information could be there readily for you. So we need to do a better job of highlighting for ourselves, utilizing the resources that we have for
But
better
what happened?
media
But what
attention.
happened? But I get that. I'm sorry. But what happens when we try to do that? Bill Cosby by NBC gets arrested. When it's about to happen for us, that's why I was saying something crazy comes in and happen when we're holding ourselves accountable and we're creating for our own. Like the BET network, Tyler Perry, people think he owns it. He don't own it yet. The deal
No,
fell through.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Every time it comes for us to get something for us, somebody comes and sweep it from underneath of us because
But
they
remember,
know we have the platform.
a black man sold it out from us. And so there's a two-part to it. So if we're going to tell the story, then we should tell the whole story. BT is a perfect example of we got so used to loving and chasing the money that and wanting to thrive in their culture, in their society. And the white man is always I sound so ignorant. The man, because those that are in power are more than just rich white men. There are other people from other things. The man has always made it about ownership. And so for them, it's like, yo, if I give you $1 billion, I forgot what he got for BET back then. I'm going to say $1 billion, but it's probably more. $1 billion to Bob Johnson, and they bought BET. BET was priceless. The effect it had on the black community, the inspiration, the spreading of the news, the information, all that stuff was priceless. But Bob Johnson sold it. You know what we did as black people? We celebrated. We was like, yeah, black billionaire. Yeah, which is cool. It's all fine and dandy. But the effect,
because we were small-minded.
Yeah, because we're small-minded and we celebrate those things. We celebrate. I don't know if you've seen it. Diddy was on a show and he was being interviewed, and he was saying like, yo, like you think you make it because you become a billionaire, and then you realize there's levels to this. And when I got to this different level, to the quote unquote what y'all call billionaire status, because he knows in reality he's not worth a freaking billion. But we're going to see it that way. We're going to celebrate it that way. And so he knows that he's going to take it because it's going to help him out in other deals. But the reality is he went in there and found out, yo, you still a small fry. And it's still their world. And they still control the narrative. They still control the things. And so all I'm saying for us is that we let them dictate to us through the media what's trending, what's popping. They do it for our music because they pick what songs they want to be on the playlist that everybody just sits there and hears.
What artists they're going to push. Yep.
Yeah. All that different things. They push it, and then we follow for it. We follow it, and then we let them create our narrative. We want to go out in the streets. We want to fight for it. We want to go out in the streets. We want to be upset for it until they find something else for us to be enraged about. Then we forget about that, and then we move on to the next thing that the media chose to highlight that goes on in our community, and be enraged about that.
I agree with you on that, but there was something that you started to say, but you should have followed through. I felt like you should have followed through with it, but you didn't. But I'm gonna pick it up from there. When you said the white man, and you said, I love that you corrected that, because what people don't know in our culture is really not even the white man. Most people who own the stuff that we want and we need, they put a white face behind it, but the white people are not the owners of it. It is people, foreign people coming over here, taking over, and then black people, we always correlate success with just white, but that is not true. There are some people of ethnic backgrounds that are not Caucasian and they are not from America, and they come here, they make their money, and they go right back to their country, and they pour all of that money into their communities in their country. And you're right, we got to stop fighting this battle. And I think if we stop fighting this white black battle, I think that all of us will be better people and a better community, because the white people, yeah, white people and black people, we always on this side of, nah, we better than you. No, we better than you. Now, granted, white people be doing some white people shit. I ain't gonna lie. But black people be doing some black people shit too. You know what I'm saying? So on both parts, we just need to get that shit together and realize that America is being overtaken by people who are not from here. And I ain't talking about the Latin people in this. I'm talking about people who come over here. They buy our small businesses, then they take and they move our businesses overseas, and then they put somebody on the phone that none of us don't even freaking understand, and they're paying them like freaking $5 an hour over there, and we're sitting here fighting amongst each other, but we're not coming together, figuring out how do we create together to keep jobs here and to stop other people from coming in, buying and removing it and taking the wealth out of America.
I'll say something before, because I know it's getting late or whatever case, and to circle it back to where you started it off with this, and I want to be understood for those that are watching. It's not okay for anybody to break the law. Not okay for crooked cops to go beat a black man, whether he's guilty or innocent. It's not okay for them to go kidnap some dude, go take him to a warehouse and beat their ass. That's not what I'm okay. All I'm saying is that for me, my sympathy for fucked up people, I'm sorry about my language, for messed up people who have been doing messed up things in their community to their own people, I stop feeling sympathetic when messed up things happen to them. It's messed up to say, and I have to answer to God for it on my own, but my sympathy.
You're tired. I get it.
I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm not going to go.
You got that Frank Castle effect, where you tired of seeing shit happen, and you like, something gotta be done. We need somebody to come out of the shadows and handle this, because obviously the law can't do it. So I mean, I get it. I'm not even gonna lie, because there's certain nights that I do wish that the Punisher was real, and there's certain nights that I do wish Batman was real and Superman, and they can come, ninja kick somebody and tell them, listen, stop selling here and stop doing this. I get it, and I know that's not what you're trying to say. You're just saying that as a black person, you are tired of seeing our community fail, and then you see it from our community, and it's going to be in our community because it's our surroundings. You see them harming each other, and no one's speaking up about it. We see these crimes keep happening, and then we want to turn to the police, but you can't turn to the police if you're not going to speak up and say nothing, and you're not going to kick them out the neighborhoods. I get exactly what you're saying. So I don't want no one to take what you said as if you don't care about your people or this and this and that. You fatigued. And I love
my people enough to know that the people I have to be hardest on is my people. The people that you have to be brutally honest with and hold to a higher standard of accountability is my people. And sometimes that means that going against the grain, the popular opinion, or the ideas that have been implanted into our people. Something has to change, because what's been going on isn't working, and we have to take a different approach as black people if we want what's ours and what we feel is ours in this world, because everybody else has come here and just put their face down, grinded to get ahead. The Mexican people have come to this country, even though they're discriminated against and called immigrants and everything else. You know what? They've been putting their head down and been grinding, and they can stay with that. They refuse. They've been victims of hate crimes too, but they don't let it deter them. They just keep on pushing. You have the Somalians who come through, not only deal with the hate from the white man or the Mexicans or whoever else is here, they deal with the hate from us black people too, and have come over. If you go to Columbus, Ohio right now, most of the black bars in Columbus, Ohio, right now is owned by Somalians.
That is factual.
Like they didn't came over and put their head down, and they dealt with their trauma too. But it's like they don't rely on that trauma. They have to push and fight it, and we have to do more of that. I'm not saying we don't, but us as a people, we have to do more than just constantly rely on our trauma and constantly go back to the victimhood and constantly be waiting for somebody to give us some goddamn reparations. That ain't gonna happen. Like, you got to fight past it. If it come, cool. But right now, it ain't coming. So keep it. So grind for it.
Still keep fighting for it because it's old. It is old.
Yeah.
Keep fighting for it. But I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna end it. Black V, I feel like we should pick this up on your podcast. I feel like the Black community could do better and could heal, and we could be whole as a mindset if we get rid of some of this gangster rap or this trill rap.
Agreed. It's sad for me to say that because I used to be so mad about C. Dolores Tucker when I used to hear how they used to get on about the rap music and influence of different things. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, I better understand it now. And I'm like, man, like,
right now I understand why I wasn't allowed to listen to certain things that I had to say.
Yes.
And I'm gonna end it on that note. But Black V, tell everybody where to find you.
Yo, check me out. This is Black V. You can catch me on YouTube at Truth Films Entertainment. You can also catch me on Facebook at Jamar Harris. You look me up there, add me. You can also catch my podcast, Product of the 80s, that I do with my boy Reggie, or you can catch me on the AAA podcast that I do, or you can catch us some of the other podcasts that are Truth Films Entertainment does, like It's a Hard Knock Life. Also be on the lookout because last I heard, Pussy Talks is coming back, so be on the lookout for Ciel when she's on making her comeback, which is dope. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Google, we're like everywhere we need to be. Just make sure you check us out, look for us, because we're constantly growing. And if you're interested in doing podcasts or just want to talk some shit or just have some very educational conversations, hit me up or hit me up through Allure. She knows where to find me. That's my sister in pod in potting. You hit me up with Jazz. That's my new sister in potting. So, yo, it's a privilege and a blessing, and I thank y'all for allowing me to come to y'all platform.
Ooh, all right.
Always
That's
exciting.
amazing.
Always.
Right. I love to have Black V on because Black V gives great commentary with a lot of thought behind it. So I appreciate you so much for that.
Thank you, Queen.
So guys, you know what it is. It is time for us to head out. I'm gonna make sure you guys take your time and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure you guys check us out over on Facebook at the Allure Hour Network. And you can also check out my personal Facebook page, Allure Sakura Dannon and Allure Dannon Kane. Make sure you guys go over to Facebook and follow me on Facebook. And let me shout out myself really quickly, because I am at 93,000 people reach. And I appreciate all of you guys. And let me tell you, people don't understand how hard it is to reach those numbers. And I did all of that naturally. And I just want to thank my husband. I want to thank my kids for motivating me daily. And every day that I wake up, they give me something new, some new inspiration for me to be able to create. And first of all, let me thank the Father above, because I would not have any of this creativity if he did not create me this way. And let me thank my co-host Jazz, because let me tell you, baby, I can't do this without her, because I love her. I love me some her over there, because baby girl comes through, okay? And she always has something good to talk about, and I love her perspective. And she's always a rider. So guys, make sure you guys again hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And we are out. Thank you. Bye.